Hi, it's Paul. I'm going to set up Studio 5000 to talk to Emulate today. So to do that, I need three programs. I need Studio 5000, I need Emulate, and I also need RS Links. Okay, first I'm going to open I'll open Emulate first. All right, this is how Emulate looks when you first open it. And it's not going to say my computer name. It probably won't say any name here till you get this set up. This is your virtual PLC. First thing we need to do is we need to put a controller in it because it has the Studio 5000 needs someplace to download its logic. And to do that's real easy. Slot 0 and slot 1, they're taken up by RS Links and ET Links, I think it is. That's so that Emulate can talk to Studio 5000, and if you're using HMI, it can talk to that. You can move those out of the way, but moving things around can get a little messy, so I recommend just leave them the way they are. And over here in slot 2 where it's empty, I'm going to put a controller. All I have to do is right-click on slot 2, create, and I only have two options. It's either controller or input-output. So I take my controller, and I'm going to leave all the parameters just the way it is, take all the defaults, and click Finish. And it's made a controller there. Now I'm going to, this is kind of optional, but in case I need it later, I'm going to put some input-output cards in. So slot 3, I'll go create, and input-output simulator in slot 3, yes. And I'm going to call this in. And you can see in scrolling past. Slot 4, create another one. It's the same card for inputs and outputs with this guy. And I'm going to call that out. Okay, so I've got my controller in slot 2. 3 is inputs, 4 is outputs. So that's all I need to do for now with Emulate. Now I'm going to open Studio 5000. And I'll create a new project. Now here I need to scroll all the way to the bottom, and normally it looks like this. You have to expand Studio 5000 and select that controller, the Emulate 5570. That's our virtual PLC. I'll just call this sample. And then click Next. Now make sure that the slot number, that's where the controller is. Make sure the default is slot 0 normally when you start a new project. Make sure this is on slot 2. You can leave it as 7 slot chassis, and 32 is the only version that we have of the software, so we're good to go. Click Finish, and yes, I want to replace it. I guess I use that name frequently. Now it's going to open Studio 5000. Okay, I have Studio 5000 open and I have Emulate open. And when you do this the first time, when you go to talk to your virtual PLC from Studio 5000, you're not going to be able to do it. I'll go to Communication, Who Active. And at this point on mine, because I already have it set up, it's showing this ABVBP. So that's Allen Bradley Virtual Backplane. And if I expand that, you can see there's my PLC. I've got slot 2 as my controller, 3 and 4 are those inputs and outputs. So I'm good to go online. I can click on my controller and I can go online. But the first time you do this, you're not going to see all this. What you have to do is you have to set up a communication link between Studio 5000 and this virtual PLC. To do that, you have to use RS links. So you open the program RS links, go to communication, and here you're going to select configure drivers. Click on that, and you see I already have this ABVBP running. In yours, that's not going to be running. So click on this down arrow and find that Allen Bradley virtual backplane driver. And once you find it, then you click on add new. And that's going to add that driver in, and then you just close it. It puts the driver in. You can close RS links. That's all it is to set up that communication link. And then when you open Studio 5000, you'll be able to go whoactive, and there's my controller. I'm going to go online with it. Download to the controller. And I'm online. I've got my green light there. I'm in program mode. If I go switch this to run mode, now I've got two green lights over here. I don't have a green light for my input output. It says it's not present. I know it's over here because when I built my PLC, I put some inputs and outputs, but I didn't configure Studio 5000 to see those. So I'll just do that real quick. I'll go offline. And down here, I'll right click on the backplane, new module. And we're going to use a generic module. So in the search bar, start typing generic, and it comes up with these three options. We want this generic module, so we'll create that. And here, you need to go 2, 1, 16. Those numbers are important. Make sure you get 1, 2, 2, 1, and 16. Hit OK. And on the speed, 5 milliseconds is too quick. Your computer's not talking back and forth quick enough that way, so we change this up to 50, just for the simulator. There's that guy, and I'm going to make one more. New module. Generic, I want that guy in the middle. Change my numbers. I think it's 1, 2, 2, 1. Maybe it's 2, 1, 1, 2, but I'll have to double check that. We'll try it. 2, 2, 1, and 16. And you can give it a name if you want. I'm not going to right now. Change that to 50 milliseconds. And let's go online and see if that works. And so now I've got a flashing green light, so that means I got those numbers wrong on my I/O modules when I created them. And it looks like something goofy down here too. Oh, that's what I did. Let's go back offline. I didn't put those modules in the right places. Over here they're in slots 3 and 4, and I just took the defaults, I put them in slot 0 and slot 1. So I need to go to properties and change that to slot 3. And this guy, properties. Change that to slot 4. Okay, now I've got my controller in slot 2, my input-output modules in slot 3 and 4. Let's go back online and see if it's happy. Alright, now I'm online and you notice I have all green lights over here. My I/O is okay. And so now Studio 5000 is talking to Emulate. Now I can go ahead and do my programming. That's all for this tutorial. Thank you.